Hello. 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 Anybody here? Anybody home? Anybody with me? Today. 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 Lay the bag flat. Count 17 stitches. Mark every 17th stitch with a stitch marker. Okay. Oh. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Michelle. And Sherry. Hello, hello. Angie just texted me and she will be here in a few moments. I had to make a quick trip this morning. Well, not this morning, this afternoon. I finished up all of my squares. My squares are all done for the front panel and the back panel. I'm done. I'm ready to go to put this thing together. But I was like, I have this much purple yarn left. That much. I was like, I might get the panels put together, maybe with that. I don't know. So anyhow, I took off and I was like, it was 12:59. 12:59. I walked out the door. I told Dale, I said, I got to go to Hobby Lobby. And he's like, you're not going to make it. I'm like, I will make it. Yes, I will. I will make it. I mean, if you drive, between 75 and 80, the speed limit is 70. But if you drive between 75 and 80 and you don't, you're not letting any grass grow under your tires, it's 10, 12 minutes to get to Hobby Lobby. 15 of traffic's bad. So I'm like, okay, I got 15 minutes to get there. 15 minutes to get back. That's a half an hour. Okay, I got an extra half an hour, so I'll need some time when I get back to move my stuff off my table and get set up. I got this. I've got this. I can do this. I did it in plenty of time. I've been back. I've had some pretzels and a bobo. Do you know what bobo is? Bobo. They're like little granola-y things. They're not a bar. Hello, Jennifer. They're not a bar. They're like a ball, like a round ball. And there's one that has like strawberry filling. That one's really good. The one I just had was just like a chocolate chip. So they're very granola-y. Very granola-y. If that's a word. Granola-y. Yeah. So I had one of those. And I had some of my pretzels. And that was lunch. Jackie JB. Hello. Jackie JB. Oh, hi. How are you? So, yeah. So I just pulled the pattern up and it's okay. It's pretty straightforward. Their joining method that they like is just a single crochet join. So I really thought I would be okay with randomly putting my squares together. Just random. There's Angie. Hi, Angie.
Hi, everyone. I'm so sorry I'm late.
You're fine. You missed my story.
Uh-oh. What's your story?
Well, when I got all my squares done, I had this much of my purple yarn left.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, uh-oh. I know. I went downstairs. I looked in my cotton bin. I looked upstairs. I looked everywhere. And I was like, Dale, I got to go to Hobby Lobby.
And let me guess, they didn't have it.
No, they did.
Oh, good.
No, they did. I got two of them.
I have a little bit of a different issue.
What's that?
I set my squares together, and when I did, I realized that my bag is going to be teeny weeny. So I decided that today, instead of connecting, while you connect, I'm going to add another round of double crochets to each of my squares.
To make your squares bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
because your yarn is much finer.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense.
So I'm sorry if I would have. I should have laid them all out ahead
And
of time.
and what's going on with your bottom right corner there?
It's in the bag.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you're missing a bottom right corner, I believe.
No. It's just in the bag. I just pulled out. Well, I thought I pulled out 9, and I only
I got you.
started lining them up, and I was like, this doesn't look right, and I just
got
quit
ya.
lining them up.
I got you. Yeah. So I had to run to Hobby Lobby and get some more purple yarn, and Dale was like, "You're not gonna make it," and I'm like, "I will make it. You watch me make it. I will make it."
And you did make it?
I did make it. I made it in
Good
plenty
for
of
you.
time. I
Good
left
for
it.
you.
I left it 12:59. I had an hour. Had an hour.
Oh,
You
very
know?
good then. Yeah, you
Yeah,
had plenty of time.
I did. I did
It
great.
seems like my camera's at a crazy angle. Let me do some adjusting. here.
Mine always is when I use my laptop like this.
Just seems like I'm kind of wonky.
Mine is always weird. Because mine is
There
like
we go.
it's on that side of my table on my
Well,
desk.
right.
And
And
so
now I've got this tripod-y thing, but it's not really a tripod. It's like it has a flat base,
uh-huh.
and then it comes up and goes out.
Yeah.
So I can't put it like directly behind me, or I'll be hitting it with my elbow all the time.
Right.
So I have to put it kind of on a slant, kind of on an angle, and then I have to mess with my.
Does it stand?
Yeah. It's tall.
Oh, it stands.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tall.
So
But
it's
it's
standing beside you, behind
Yeah,
you.
it's standing like beside behind.
Right, yeah. Yeah. So I was just getting ready to say, I thought I would be fine with just the whole,
Random.
yeah,
I'm not. I can't be.
I'm not either.
No, I couldn't be. I tried to be.
I'm not
I
either.
tried to do the reach in the bag, pull one out. That's
No.
why all the yarn's in my bag right now, and I
Yeah.
could not do it.
No.
I found myself peeking in there and getting out, and I started some and abandoned them because I didn't like the color combination.
Yep. Yep.
Color combination, and started over. And
Yep. So I have, you see, I have 2 stacks here. These are my 2 panels, my front panel and my back panel, and I have played with these and played with these and played with these.
And you've got them in the perfect order now?
Well, perfect enough for me anyhow.
Oh, good.
This last one I was just finished, and I had 2 of the like plain squares to do.
Yeah.
And I had the rest of the squares all laid out on my table, and I'm looking at what colors I've used and which colors I haven't used, and I'm like, okay, I can use that color. I can't use the dark peach. I can use that. Nope, can't use that. I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's a bag. Just grab some color.
Just grab something, because honestly, you're not gonna look that. You're not gonna look at both sides. You're never gonna see both sides at the same time.
Right.
For one thing.
Right. I know. But
And
I got all picky with it, you know.
I did the same thing. I did the exact same thing. But I don't like what size mine is going to be, so I am going to go with because I'm not going to use it if it's that small.
Right.
And so, what's the point of doing all of this if I'm not going to use it? So I decided, and I apologize that I didn't decide until 5 minutes ago.
I'm going to start with a fresh skein of yarn here. They are different dye lots, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I bought those other ones a long time ago. I don't think it's really that much different, but to join everything.
But to join it, yeah.
No, you know what? To join them?
Oh, you probably have enough to join.
I probably have enough to join at least one panel.
Yeah, you probably do.
Yes. Thank you, Brenda. You can tell, Angie.
Yeah, thank you, Brenda.
Here's where our styles show through.
Yep, I've got the browns and greens and creams.
Yep, and I've got
the lavender,
purples.
I got some color going.
You do, yes, you do. Yeah, you still got a lot of green in there.
You got plum color. I mean, this is more of a Mindy color. This beautiful plum.
Now, see, I don't know if it's just the camera or what, but that one comes across more brown to me. But
nope, it's called plum. It's absolutely beautifully purple.
It just in the camera view or whatever.
That's so weird.
I know. Yeah.
I'm thinking in this corner. Actually, I'm going to go back and start this over because I'm thinking on this round I only need 2 in each corner rather than 3. because it looked a little stuffed.
I did 3 in my corners every time.
Well, I did on my last round, but for this.
Oh, but now you're doing
for this extra
an
round.
extra round.
Yeah.
So
a little bit stuffed.
Their join method basically is just to single crochet them together.
So is that what you're going to do, or are you going to slip them together?
Well, I don't know, because I mean that is part of the. Is that part of the charm of the bag? I mean,
well, that's what
right.
I mean, it depends on what look you like.
Because I mean, part of the charm of the bag, I think, is that single crochet in between joining them together.
It gives you a little bit of
gives it that
ridge. Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
you do it right side out.
Yeah, you got to make sure you do them the right
back
way.
Sides together.
You got to make sure you do them the right way, right? Oh.
Yes. I've done that before, put them the wrong way.
Well, when you single crochet them together, you got your backs together, right? But then I was even meaning more than that. Like, let me explain. Let me lay these out. These are in order. Let me put them out here. Oh, and Dale is going to mow today for us.
Of course he is.
Yeah, because the neighbors mowed today.
Oh,
it's a thing. It's a thing. If Dale mows, they mow. I told Dale this morning or earlier. I'm like, the neighbors beat you today. They're mowing.
So a very nice day for mowing.
I know. So, like, if you join, okay, say if I take these two and put them together like this, and I start over here.
Mm-hmm.
This is the front of my single crochet here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to make sure that when I do this one, I also do.
Oh, you put it on the right side, right?
So,
which is going to be the wrong side because they're upside down.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
See what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're
saying. And then when you join these together this way, then which way are we? We got to figure out which way we're gonna join them together.
Well, I've got a secret for Sean, and let's see if she can. Is she here today, Sean?
I don't see her yet.
Okay. Well, if Sean comes in, I've got a secret for her.
I got a secret.
That blanket that she won at the retreat.
Yes.
There are about 200, and I'm not exaggerating, individual little flower motifs that you crochet, and then you put them together. You know what I'm saying?
For which blanket?
The one that she won this year.
They're different motifs sewn together?
Yes. No, they're all the same. They're all the same flower, but there's 200 of them, and you sew them together. There's about 100 around a big circle in the center of the blanket, and then there's probably maybe not 200. There's probably maybe 150. And then there's like 25 on each end. Okay? So...
I didn't even really look at it that close. I guess I thought it was like a mandala.
No, well, it is, but one of the rings of the mandala is made out of individual flower motifs that you actually you didn't crochet it onto the existing piece. You crocheted all of these little flower motifs, then you sewed them together into a circle, and then you sewed that circle onto your existing circle.
Well, that's a pain in the butt.
It was a huge pain in the butt because when I first did it, it looked like it wasn't going to match. Like it looked like the two weren't the same size.
Is that right?
Yes, exactly. And luckily it did.
That's a pain in the booty.
It was a huge pain in the booty. And then imagine all the ends you have to weave in.
Oh, yeah.
Each flower was 3 colors.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
I didn't see that part of it. I didn't see it.
Yes.
So
the secret for Sean is I want to see if she can find it, and I'm sure she's good enough that if she looks hard enough, she'll be able to find it. As I was weaving in ends, I found one flower motif that I had done exactly what you're trying not to do, and I had sewn it together upside down.
Oh.
So there's one little flower motif that has the wrong side facing.
Okay.
But at that point, there was nothing I could do. I would have had to tear apart the entire blanket because it was towards the center of the blanket.
Jackie's like, she watches the diamond painting stuff, but this is like a foreign language. I know. I know. So you've seen the bouquet blankets. That's the hot thing right now, the bouquet blankets.
It's like that bouquet doll I was showing you that I
That's
made.
like all of those individual flowers on the end
Yep.
of all of the little, all the way around the blanket.
Yep.
The blanket's easy to make,
Oh yeah.
but yeah,
I'm making a bouquet doll like that. Her
yeah.
skirt flips up and hides her head and body
All right,
and turns into a bouquet.
I am gonna single crochet these together. I just am. I'm gonna single crochet them together.
I'm just gonna do it.
Yep, I am. Because why not? That seems easy, easy peasy. Oh, I got it. Oh, how do I do this? This is interesting.
What's that?
You gotta think about this for a second. This square right here, the solid square, has 3 single crochets in the corner. So
yeah. Oh, and the other one has a chain space?
Yeah. So let's just see how this goes.
Well, that's going to work out well for me then, because I'm putting another round on mine, so mine will all have chain 2 spaces.
Yeah. Lucky you.
That works out good for me.
Lucky you.
All right, 1 down. Yeah, I like that size a lot better.
Let's see how this goes. Let's see if this works. I don't know. We'll find out any moment here. I do hope I have the same number of stitches. If not, we're going to be fudging somewhere along the line here.
Jackie, learning to crochet is very easy. I learned when I was young from my grandma, but I hadn't done it in many, 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 many years. So when I wanted to pick it up again, it was like doing something new for the very first time. And I just went on YouTube and found tutorials and taught myself. Me and Maddie did it at the same time, and she had never touched a hook or yarn. So if we can do it, anybody can do it.
You guys learned together?
Yep, we learned together. And then granted, I did pick it up a little bit more easily just because some of the stuff I remembered. But Maddie is now she's just as good of a crocheter, if not better, than I am.
No, this is not what I want to do. These are not the two I want to put together. Those are not. Yes, it is. Yes, it was. Dang it. I just took it out. That was the two I wanted to put together.
She's Maddie the Mad Crocheter.
She what?
She's Maddie the Mad Crocheter.
Maddie the Mad. Does that mean she is crazy when she crochets, or she's angry when she crochets?
Crazy. She's crazy. I apologize for my dogs. The mailman's probably here or something. Nate, can you see what that is, bud? Thanks. Nate has a long weekend this weekend.
I was going to say, Nate's
yeah, holiday weekend.
It's Friday off, too.
It's what, the heating guy? Can you let him in and let him into the furnace room and lock the dogs up? Thank you. I'm sorry. Our furnace took a crap.
Oh.
Yes. So we called the furnace guy earlier in the week, and he came out and took a look at it. And he said, it's your blah, blah, blah motor. I don't know what it is. It's your blah, blah, blah motor. I'm so sorry. Let me try to shut this door. I don't know if that deadens the sound at all.
Of course, the repairman shows up right when you know.
Of course. Well, and this is about the third time he's been here because...
Oh, it is. He came once to diagnose the issue.
Came once, diagnosed the issue. Came back a second time with the part, which is $1,100.
Just for the part?
Or to replace it.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was broken right out of the box from the company. So he had to get a different one, and I guess he's back today with the different one.
Yeah. Yes, Jennifer's explaining to Jackie the different holds. There's different ways to hold your hook. Angie and I both are pencil, not knife. So if you imagine you're like using a knife, you're trying
some people hold it like this, like this.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I can't
even, like, to me, I'm just gonna try to do it just for the heck of it.
Right?
I'm gonna see what my dexterity is like. Whoops, I didn't yarn over first. I mean, I guess I can do it, but it's not
It's not
very
easy.
natural.
It's like trying to do. It's like when you try to do Tunisian crochet, and there are times when it's almost impossible to hold your hook.
Or it's like, to me, it's like trying to do it left-handed. You know what I mean? It just feels very unnatural.
You just feel like you're all bass backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I suppose if I had to, like, if I don't know, I don't know. I suppose if I had to, I could do it, but I don't like it.
this stitch count's not coming out the same at all, so I'm gonna have to.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna have to finagle here.
I thought we calculated that and it was good.
I thought so, but I don't know. It's not. It's not wanting to.
Oh, and I did watch the video. And you remember we were talking about yankers and pullers and
Oh yeah.
levelers or whatever? Yeah. So I had mentioned the golden loop method.
Hi, Dawn.
There's a video about the golden loop method of crochet. Well, that's exactly what that's about, and I think it's probably the exact same video we watched, because she was talking too about the yanking and the lifting and I don't remember what the other one is called. The one that's level. One's a yanker, one's a lifter, and then the one that's level is, I don't remember what. But I am not. Technically, it looks like I'm a yanker, but I'm not a yanker. And I'm not a yanker. I'll tell you why I'm not a yanker, because yankers have their tension pulled really tight, and I don't. My tension is very, very loose. My yarn just rests in my hand. And I don't, when yes, I'm pointed down when I insert my hook and pull up my yarn, but then I go level like this when I yarn over and pull through. So yes, I'm a down motion when I grab my yarn, but then I go level. So I'm kind of a hybrid.
I'm a hybrid.
Oh. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, now I need to share. Oh, now he's gonna screw things.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Hear him screw.
Nothing I can do. I can let you guys continue on without me if you want.
No, you're fine.
Okay. So what's your big plans for the holiday weekend, Mindy?
Absolutely nothing.
We are having a house guest.
Oh. Are you going to have the girlfriend?
Yes.
It's her turn to come stay with you now?
Her turn to come stay with us. So Nate and I are going to drive up to West Branch tomorrow, which is about halfway between her house and ours, and meet up with her and her mother and pick her up and bring her here for the weekend.
It's 2 weekends in a row.
Must be getting pretty serious.
You can't stay away from each other, huh?
I guess.
Now it's your turn to be the chaperone. Ooh.
Uh-huh. And let me tell you what, we are very observant chaperones. And we have already given many lectures as to the behavior that is becoming of a young teen. I guess he's not a young teen anymore, is he? He's almost,
how old is he?
He's almost 17.
Well, yeah, he's
getting up there.
He's late teens.
He's a late teen, yeah.
Yeah.
Which breaks my heart. I'm having big time fear of empty nest. Because you have to think my oldest is 30. I've had a minor child in the house for over 30 years.
I can't imagine.
That's a long time.
I can't imagine.
A long time to be parenting minor children. She'll be 31 in September, so almost 31 years. Doesn't seem like it, man.
You know what I found in my refrigerator?
What? A Diet Coke.
Diet Coke.
Yep. I was on my way home and I didn't have another one, and I was counting and I thought,
you were like,
crap.
Mindy's got my Diet Coke. Dale opens the refrigerator and goes, Diet Coke. I'm like, oh, whoops, that's Angie's.
Oh, Mindy or Sean said that she has not located the backwards flower.
Oh, Sean is here.
Yeah, but there are a lot of flowers. There are a lot of flowers.
Oh, you shared it on the Facebook? Cool. There's a lot of flowers. Yep. I know I would love to do one of those bouquet blankets, but don't know if I'm up for all the little itty bitty flowers.
And I don't mind them. I really don't. It's just all the ends. It seems like I always put myself in the predicament where I've got a ton of ends to weave in. Like I decided to make a kind of an heirloom baby blanket for my friend's baby, my friend's grandbaby that's due in September. And so I chose a hooked on sunshine pattern. Instead, I usually do artist for my blankets when I do that because it's a beautiful pattern. But this time I chose to do it. The pattern is called Phoenix, and it's very beautiful. Let me pull it up and show you. Hold on. But anyway, so I was thinking, okay, I'm just going to do it in one color, cotton, of course, but I'll do it in one color, and then there's less ends to weave in, right? It's my thinking. I'll just have to weave in ends, like sometimes certain rounds you have to tie off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I can't find internet. I'm on Jeff's iPad here.
I try to avoid having to tie off and start over around at all costs.
Right. So that's what I thought I would.
I can slip stitch into the beginning of the next round.
Exactly. That's why I thought if I did it at all one color, I'd make it easy on myself. But then, of course, I decided it would look really pretty if I added in just a second neutral color. So now I'm still, even though I'm only doing two colors, it's still creating loose ends. I love to punish myself, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Love to punish myself. Let me see if I can find Phoenix.
Nope, Phoenix is gone. Phoenix left.
No, it's there. It's there. Oh, geez, it doesn't give me a big picture. It's only giving me a small picture.
We need the big picture.
Well, here's the center of it anyways. That's what the center of it looks like.
Oh, okay.
But I'm just going to do it in two colors. Or I am just doing it in two colors.
And now you're doing two colors, not one color.
Yeah. I'm doing a cream and a beige. I'm just keeping it very neutral. And I have no idea what color or what size it's going to end up being because I'm not using the recommended yarn weight.
Well, what do they recommend for it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it's the recommended yarn weight. She recommends a yarn, and I don't know what weight it is.
Oh,
so I'm using something different.
You didn't check out the
Yeah, no, because I knew I wasn't going to get that yarn, so I figured, what difference did it make? But I have seen people's Phoenix on the Facebook group that are like the size of a queen size bed. So
right.
That's the beauty of her patterns is you can pretty much stop at any round once you get to the size that you want. She is and will always be my favorite crochet designer.
I've never done anything of hers.
Yes, you have Hooked on Grannies.
Oh, yes, I have. You're right. I haven't done all of them yet, I don't think. Yeah, that project's just kind of been pushed to the side. I mean, it's out there.
Have you started your new project yet?
No.
Oh. Are you still playing with yarn colors?
No. I'm playing with finishing up that cowl.
Oh, okay. Good idea. Good idea.
Which the cowl is finished.
Oh, good.
it's finished, and today I played with blocking it because that stitch, that waistcoat stitch.
It's very dense, isn't it?
But yes, because you're carrying yarn behind other colors.
And it's just a tight stitch.
It is. And mine, I found I must be a really tight crocheter because mine took much less yarn than the designer said it would.
Well, the sweater that I made using that stitch for the yoke, for the color work yoke, I had to take out and restart because I got to the end of the yoke and it was about the size of my 7-year-old granddaughter. So I learned the hard way that yes, you have to be really loose when you're doing that stitch. Because I'm generally kind of a tight crocheter as it is, so I had to really loosen up my grip.
Well, I don't know if you had a problem. Mine makes lines because, that's the way the pattern was designed, was to make these lines.
Join lines?
No, like the pattern, it's a grid. So the whole pattern was like gridded, the little rectangles with these the yellow lines. Right. Well, the yellow lines tend to lean. They tend to lean to the left.
Oh, and mine don't lean.
Said that when you do that waistcoat stitch, it can tend to lean.
I bet you that I can see where that could happen, but I didn't have that problem with mine because mine was more of a design than a pattern.
Right.
Like, hold on, I'll go get it. Entertain the masses. I'm gonna go grab it.
Okay. I would go grab mine and show everybody, but it's out on my kitchen counter on a blocking board, soaking wet. And I'll tell you why when Angie comes back. So I'll tell you why it's so wet. Has to do with those lines. Has to do with the lines. But it is done. It is done. Entertaining today at Angie's house. Yeah. The sun is actually shining here today. Sun didn't shine all week long. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. We had no sunshine. Doom, doom, doom. Only dark when she's away. It's been bad. But it's shining today. It's a shining today. It's a shining today. It's not very warm, but the sun is shining. I know. You were in California at the wedding. Nice, nice.
Hey, can you go up and put this guy back in? He locked himself out, I think. Okay, I'm sorry about that.
You're fine.
It was buried out in the living room.
You missed my singing while you were gone, that's all.
And it's still got yarn attached to it because I'm not done. Of course, I've got one sleeve.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone.
I still have one sleeve left to finish, of course. I've got this sleeve done, but still got to finish one sleeve. So this is what it looked like.
Is this the one that you brought one time? And
yes, I did.
At it and everybody said, don't take it out and all this other stuff.
Oh, I do? Okay, hold on. I got to go sign something.
And I think she took it out anyhow, even though we told her she shouldn't. I don't know. I recall something like that happening. Yes, that is crocheted, Brenda. So if you look at the top, look at the very top of that sweater while it's sitting there. And you see how you see like little V's? How that stitch makes little V's? I mean, not the pattern, but the actual stitches. They make little rows of V's, right? That's the waistcoat stitch. And it makes it look knit.
Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry.
I was just having, Brenda was asking about it being crochet, and I said, yeah, if you just look at the stitches, like if you look at the gray stitches,
Yeah,
can
this is
you separate the gray stitches at the top a little? Like pull it more taut or whatnot? Just so that, okay, there you go. Now you see all the little V's? That is with a waistcoat stitch, and that's what makes it look crocheted. Or
now
knit.
when
That's what makes
in,
it
but
look.
what's another interesting thing is when you initially asked me waistcoat stitch,
Mhm.
I said no because the pattern for this did not call this the waistcoat stitch.
Yeah, what they call it? Split single crochet?
Split single crochet.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
But each stitch is a split single crochet, but when you keep putting them together like that, they call the pattern the waistcoat.
Oh, interesting. I did not know that.
Yeah, that's what it is. Each little stitch is a split crochet.
So I've got 4 colors. Well, how many? Yeah, I've got 4 colors.
Yeah, you're not making any straight lines on yours.
No, that's what I was saying. That's
Yeah.
what I was trying to say is I wasn't making any straight lines,
No.
so I don't notice anything,
Right. Right.
going wonky.
And
but I'm using 4 colors, so it's really thick up here because I'm carrying 3
you're
yarns.
carrying all those yarns behind.
Yes.
Even if you trap them, which means you crochet over them.
Yep.
If you trap them behind your other stitch, or you float them, which means you don't trap them, you just carry it along behind.
See, that's what my back looks like.
You're trapping.
Yes.
Not floating.
Correct.
So if she was floating, she would have like strands of yarn coming across.
Exactly, and I didn't want that.
Right. So you're trapping. All this technical stuff, I'm telling you, it's all technical, right?
All technical. But I love this sweater, and I love, now the one part on this that is, interestingly enough, kind of not straight, is which I think once I wear it, it's going to, and once I block it, I think it'll be fine. But
what is that? What is that made out of? What stitch is that?
I don't even remember. I did this so long ago. I did this so long ago. I don't even remember. I honestly, I'm looking at it right now and I can't even identify.
I don't even know what I was doing.
It's pretty. I mean, I like it. I would do another sweater in this stitch. But I honestly don't remember. And I'm going to have to remember at some point because I've got to finish this
you have to do more
second sleeve.
Well, you have the pattern still, don't you?
Yeah. I have the pattern. And the other thing I love about this pattern is I love this little detail around the collar and the cuff.
Oh, because it's got like
it's just got one little row of gray there.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that looks cool.
When I get this put together, I'll go grab the cowl. But because I'm making straight lines with mine, imagine straight lines, right? I'm making straight lines with that yellow, but it all kind of tilted to the left a little. And I didn't want it to do that. So the designer even says, in blocking, you can block it out, which means you have to, okay, so imagine the whole thing's kind of going, okay, it's hard for you to see. Imagine the whole thing's kind of going left a little.
Yeah.
So you need to make the top come back this way.
Yep.
And the bottom go that, it's diagonal kind of. You just, you know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yep. And you know what? That's what I'm going to have to do with that sweater is I'm going to have to kind of twist it when I block it.
Yeah.
And luckily it's going to block really well because it's 100% wool. It's, it's superwash merino. So.
Oh yeah. So I had a couple of ideas. It's so funny. We have a little trash can in our bedroom, little stainless steel trash can. It's a cylinder, it's round cylinder.
Where do you have it?
In our bedroom.
Okay.
And I thought, what if I put the cowl on there?
Oh, okay.
On there.
Yeah.
And it fit on the trash can perfectly. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
Perfectly. However, it did not help me with my problem of
Oh,
um,
keeping it straight,
straightening it
straightening
up.
it up. Gotcha. Do
Exactly.
you have? Hmm.
So I ended up putting it on a blocking board and tugged and twisted and whatnot and pinned. I'll show it to you in a second here to get my lines as straight as I could get my lines. And then I was like, I should have gotten it all wet first, and I did not.
I was gonna ask that.
But I
Yeah.
was also worried about just soaking it and blocking it that way because of all the different colors of yarn.
That's true with it being a hand dyed. Yeah, you don't
I
know for
didn't want
sure
anything
what
to
they're.
bleed on the other
Right,
colors.
right.
So yeah, I I I'm trying to join two stitches together here, and I'm not doing it very well because my count is off on these.
So, oh, I have an announcement.
What is that?
Well, you know, but everybody else doesn't know that we have a recent addition to our family,
Oh,
or
I'm
recent
like,
additions. Wait, hold on.
you didn't get a new dog, you didn't get a new kid. The girlfriend's not a dish. She's just coming for the weekend. I'm like, what? Now I remember. I remember.
Oh, come on, stupid thing. Well, I guess you're gonna have to look at a sideways photo. I got new little cheap cheeps. We got new baby chicks this year.
How many did you get? I don't.
We only got 8 new ones. But they're doing well. They're all out in the coop and, you know.
Are they with the big birds?
No, they're separated.
Oh, I was gonna say not with the big birds, are they?
No, 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 no. They're in we've got, well, our chicken coop is 2-sided. And then we've got, I've got this big, like, it's a big, you know, those big black, like, horse watering bucket trough things?
Yeah.
I've got one of those, and they're in there with their heat lamp on. Speaking of heat lamps, it feels good to have the furnace running in my house again.
Yeah. Oh, it's fixed already?
Yeah, he's already done.
All right, I got my things joined one way here. I'm going to go grab that cowl and I'll show you. So, it was so funny. I'll tell you what I did. Hang on, let me get it.
Hold on, she'll tell us what she did. So, yeah, our heat went out on, I think, Sunday. So we've been battling this all week, and it's still mighty cool here in Michigan. We're going to get down into the 30s again tonight. So we were going to try to just tough it out, but it's been getting, I think that my husband even got cold because I told him I was fine. I'm up in the front part of the house where the sun shines in the window for part of the day. So it heats my room up very nicely. And I was fine. And I told him that, but he's in the back part of the house. And
what do you think?
Oh, that looks great.
My lines are pretty straight, right?
Your lines are very straight, yes.
And they were not. So I had to pull one way and pull a different way because it was kind of just cockeyed on the diagonal. But once I got it all pinned and I realized it was going to work, I did not want to take it off this board.
Right.
So I took this over to my sink.
Oh, good idea.
And I used my hose, from the faucet.
Well, it'll stretch more after it's wet, right?
Right. I didn't need it to stretch more once I had it stretched this much. I just want it to stay in this shape now.
Okay, gotcha.
So I just took my hose from my sprayer and I just was over the sink, just spraying the thing, getting it all soaking wet. And I got it soaking wet. It's going to take forever for it to dry.
That's
yeah. Okay. Because when it dries, it should now dry in this position.
Right.
Now, do I know what the other side of it looks like? No.
Do
I know what the back side looks like? No. Do I know if those lines are as straight as these are?
No.
But hopefully
if one side is right, yes. The other side follows suit.
Crossing my fingers.
Yeah. Speaking of following suit, I have fallen into an addiction. And it's something that I know a lot of people do, but I've never I've never done it. So like all my friends and family have games on their phones that they play all the time, whether
Um,
it's Candy Crush or the Kingdom one or whatever.
I'm
I've
not.
never done that. I've never been a phone game player.
Now I got to decide which way do I want my single crochets to go.
But now I am. I'm
Going
an
this way.
iPad game player. I've been playing Gin Rummy.
Gin rummy.
Oh, it's so fun, but I can't stop. So I go back every half hour to collect my free coins. So I've got coins to play when I want to. It's,
Hi, Judy.
yeah.
Yeah, it does look a little bit like stained glass, doesn't it? Yeah, that's a good description of it. I don't think I will ever make the thing again. I mean, I'll tell you right now, I won't ever make it again. First of all, it's really big for a cowl. When I say cowl to some people, they're like, "What's a cowl?" I'm like, it goes around your neck. It's just like a one piece scarf that's just circular, just goes around your neck. But that thing's like it's like 10 inches. I mean,
When you say big, you mean top to bottom, not
yes,
around.
yes, top to
Okay.
bottom,
Okay.
top to bottom. It's like it's huge. And this chick that designs these, this is her thing. Apparently, she likes to make those. This is not the only one that she has made. She likes these big, big cowls. And I'm like, okay, well, you like them big, big cowls. Okay, all right.
She likes big cowls and she cannot lie.
Right? It's not my thing for sure, but, and
So
it's,
now you have to ship this back to her
yeah,
store, right?
yeah.
Well, that's awesome. You're going to get credit on the tag in the store that you were the.
Yeah, I think she's gonna, yeah.
That's pretty cool. Mindy's famous. We know a famous person, you guys. That's
Yeah,
what Nate thought.
she's already sent me a shipping label.
Do you remember when I was going to meet you for the first time? Nate thought that I was going to meet a famous person.
I know, and I'm like, oh my goodness.
It was so cute. He was a lot younger then.
I even was requested to write a little note to Nate.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, what am I supposed to say?
Yep. He was a lot younger then.
Like,
it's amazing how fast kids grow up, isn't
I know. I think it was something simple like do good in school and, I don't know. It was
something.
I know. Now he's not so enthralled with me. I'm just
no. Now you barely get a hello from him.
I know, right?
He barely gives anybody a hello. He's like his dad, kind of a growler, kind of a.
I'm like, what's the deal, Nate? What?
Just grunts. Well, he's got to work tonight for one thing, so he's not so excited about that. And then I made him clean today, because his girlfriend is coming. So he had to clean his man cave out. And I don't know how many pop cans he hauled out of that thing.
So how do they normally see each other? They live a distance apart.
On the weekends, she doesn't even have her driver's license yet. She's 16, but she doesn't have her license. Her mom is a little overprotective and scared to let her drive. Her mom has been bringing her down here, and the mom and the sister get a hotel and stay in the hotel for the weekend while Nate and her hang out.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
For some teenagers.
Yeah. That's why we had to have a big talk.
I remember both of my children had friends that they wanted to see that weren't close, but I remember doing lots of drives partway between cities, to drop off a kid to go one way or the other, or pick up a kid to come my way or what.
That's what we're going to do tomorrow. And then again on Monday, which Tomorrow shouldn't be so bad with the traffic for the holiday weekend, but I'm thinking Monday to take her home might be a little bit busy with holiday traffic going north.
On Monday.
Or, I mean, coming back south. I mean, we'll be fine going north, but coming back south on Monday is probably going to be a little hairy.
Yeah, because people will be coming back
People
home.
will be coming home from the holiday weekend. And I don't know, for those of you who are not from Michigan, there's like one main corridor to up north. Well, actually, two.
North.
There's 127 and then and 75. But 75 is probably the busier of the two, I would say. And that's how everybody gets up north.
We're going up north.
Everybody goes up north on the holiday weekend. It's like the thing to do around here.
I'm not going anywhere.
I am going to ride with Nate to get Malia, but other than that,
you're just riding, he's driving?
Yeah, I think I'll make him drive.
That's unusual.
Well, I don't want to use my gas. Yeah, I don't want to use my gas. He can use his gas.
Well, I mean, you always drive. It's just...
Well, I'll take a project. I'm okay now because I take a project with me. My problem before with driving was more of a pain issue. And if I was driving, I was distracted from the pain. But now if I can take a project with me, I can be equally distracted.
I see. Yeah, our last weekend when we went into town to the yarn thing, is just we walked out the front door and Angie walked to her car and I'm like, yep, well, that's
well, you know, yeah. I just tend to take it for granted.
That's how we go. That's how we roll.
That's how we roll. Yeah. Well, there was no sense in you getting your car out of the garage in the rain when mine was already out.
Yeah. I just,
My poor baby that I just washed and waxed the day before.
Right. She survived. He survived. It survived. Whatever it is.
He's a he. His name is Manuel.
He's a he. Okay.
His name is Manuel.
Him's a boy.
Yeah.
Talk about fun.
Manuel the Mustang.
Manuel the Mustang. I just called our vet today because it is time for my dog's yearly exam, right?
Okay.
But now we also have 3 cats.
Oh, good luck wrangling those suckers to get to the vet.
I don't think they'll be too bad.
No?
No, because our cats sleep in the kennel every night.
Oh, they do? Oh, well, that's good then.
They're used to being in their little kennel, which is fun.
Because Madeline, when she has to take her cats to the vet, if they even see the cat carrier, they absolutely go feral.
No, ours will be just fine as far as that goes. But I was hoping, call me crazy, but I was hoping that we could just grab everybody. Like
that would be ideal.
But they don't want to do that.
Why not?
Because it's too much confusion to have the 2 dogs and the 3 cats and all the exams and blah, 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 blah.
Well, that's a bunch of malarkey.
So we're actually going to end up doing them on the same day. But
different times.
Yeah, so we'll have to go in with one batch, come home, pick up the other batch, go back, come home, maybe have lunch in between.
Well, that sounds like a whole day's worth of rigmarole.
Doesn't that sound like fun?
No, not at all.
Can you imagine the bill?
I don't want to imagine the bill. I think it'll be less than my furnace bill I just got for $1,100.
Yeah.
I know he hands me the bill. I'm like, well, you're gonna have to work this out with Jeff. I got nothing for you.
Yeah.
I got nothing for you, bud.
I'm not paying.
No, I pay him. He pays the bills. That's how it works in our world.
See, that's what I don't know how we're going to deal with. I always pay for the dog bill, the dog vet. because I
Yeah.
mean, they were my dogs before I ever.
Oh, yeah. Now who's going to pay the cat bill?
I don't know.
Maybe you guys should split it.
I don't know. You know, we still have never paid the neutering for the boys because, you know, we took them down to the farm and he had his vet come down there and neuter the boys down there and put it on his bill. And we've asked multiple times how much we owed him for the neutering for the boys. Oh, I got to check my bill. I'll get with you. I don't know. I think this is what I think. He feels bad that, you know, we were watching the cats.
Yeah.
The others got, you know, demised.
Yeah.
And we took these 3 as our own project.
Right.
So I kind of think maybe he's just like, no, they've
been through enough.
They took them. They're taking care of them. Hello,
Right.
Sparkle It Up. Oh, Angie's new edition.
Yes, Jennifer, I got new baby chicks.
Tell me to leave a carrier out all the time and leave it open. Yeah, Sean.
Her cats are weird. We tried that last time she moved, and they hid under the bed for a week. Like legit, would not come out from under the bed.
Well, how can they hide? Can't you just go get them out from under the bed?
No, they both still have their claws, and it was like wrangling.
Oh.
No.
I pulled mine out from under the bed.
Then they went, well, and you tried, they would go around you and scoot out the other side, and it was a thing. I mean, it was honestly like they were feral animals.
So last night, I'm going to put the cats away, and I've got Sunny, I got Misty. Dale takes those 2 downstairs, and I'm like, I don't have Smokey. Where's my Smokey? I can't find Smokey anywhere, right? So we get downstairs, get the 2 that we had in our hands into the kennel, and I'm looking around, and Dale goes, hang on, come here. Look in this cage. And I'm like, okay, what? And he goes, how many cats do we have? And I'm like, 3. I'm like, are you telling me Smokey's been in here the whole time? And he's like, yeah.
That is hilarious.
He was up in the hammock. So we made a hammock.
Yeah, I saw your hammock. That's really cool. You just made it with a towel, right?
I just took a towel and zip ties, put holes in the towel, and hung this towel up. And apparently Mr. Smokey was just down there in the hammock, hanging out.
He's like, why are these people bugging you, calling my name? I'm trying to rest.
I'm up here just hanging in my hammock. Leave me alone.
I'm trying to rest. Leave me alone.
It's funny. Misty will often go up there and just lay in the hammock, but I've been giving her like some treats in the hammock. You know, I'll take treats and toss them there, which, you know, encourages her to go up there, of course, and hang out. So, yeah, guess they like their towel hammock.
Where did you get that idea?
Dale.
Where did he get that idea?
No idea. I don't know. One day he says, come here, I need your help.
He's just a MacGyver, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He's like, I need your help. And I'm like, okay, what are we doing? He goes, so I'm going to take this towel and try to put some holes in it. And I'm like, for what? And then when he, you know, was explaining to me what he's doing, I'm like, okay. My first thought was we probably could have bought one at the store that would have come with hanging apparatus.
Right.
I just bought one at the pet store. My second thought was, well, I could have probably made one of those. You know, I could have crocheted a hammock for the cats.
Oh my gosh, I saw the cutest thing. It's not a pattern, but I saw the cutest thing on Facebook. Someone had taken a basket, like a old, you know, just not straw, but a basket. You know what I mean? A basket.
Yeah, like a wicker.
Yeah, like
a wicker basket.
A basket with a tall handle. And they crocheted this cover that went around and over it and made like a little cocoon house out
Yeah.
of this basket.
Have you seen the cube ones? They make little cube little things for cats and whatnot.
I don't know if I've seen those or not.
Yeah. And there's also one where you can put it over like those cubes, like the little fold up.
Oh, yes, the fold up cubes.
You can put it over there. Yeah.
Like this one that I have right here.
Yes.
Me.
Yes. Yes. And they turn that into a little cat,
Okay. Cat cubby.
But they crochet a little cover to go over it. No,
Speaking
he has not, Sherry. No, he has not.
Oh, no.
As a matter of fact, he just called the urologist today to make an appointment because he's like, I need this thing out of my body because it hurts. It's not comfortable.
Speaking of yarn crocheting, I was talking to Mindy last night that as I am bringing in my yarn back into the craft room and getting it organized, I am running out of space on my yarn wall. Yeah. And I have a lot of yarn left and not enough space to put it. So I was discussing with her what I could do and where I should put all this extra yarn that I'm going to have. And I decided a couple of things.
I gave her a lot of suggestions.
Yep, I decided a couple of things. So right now I have kits that are like in those zip up bags. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, like a whole project.
Yep, and I have about, I don't know, let me look how many I got up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got 8 kits up there.
And you collected the kits.
Yep, I sure did. And so I'm going to take those down because those are up above the cubicles. I'm going to take those down and I'm going to put those in the high part of the closet.
Right.
Because I don't know when I'm going to ever get to those.
And they're all packaged up.
And they're all packaged up. They're not going to get dusty. They're good. I don't need to see them. I'll know what's in them and that they're there. And they're big, so that'll be easy. Then I'll take my bulky yarn, the yarn I don't use very often, and I'll put that on the very, very top of the yarn rack. And that'll free up a lot of space.
There you go.
That's going to free up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cubes.
Oh, because you had those bags.
I have those in the cubes already. So if I move the bulky yarn up there, I can free up 7 cubes. And then also I realized, I've got that pegboard wall with my floss on it, right? You know what I'm talking about? My embroidery floss.
Well,
okay, here, I'm going to move the camera so you can see.
I'm like, I get the concept. I don't think I've ever seen it, but.
Okay, see?
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't obviously I'm not going to fill it with floss, right? Because.
Yeah, you were looking for wall space. That's wall space.
That's wall space, right. But I'm using that wall space. But here's what I thought. I thought, why couldn't I take excuse me, I have my pajamas on, don't judge me. My hand-dyed hanks and hang those.
I've seen a lot of people that do that.
You know what I mean? I can just hang my hanks and then I can free up a lot more space.
I've seen a lot of people that do that.
And it
makes it pretty and decorative as well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Sherry, he's been taking everything. He's got pain meds that he got at the hospital. And he's out mowing. It doesn't incapacitate him, but I do find him often sitting on the couch with a heating pad. Sometimes
you must have something darn good for pain because I could think that would probably be pretty incapacitating.
Yeah, he feels better when he's up and moving around. Which
really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I know. So he's got an appointment next week sometime to go see a urologist. I don't know what they're gonna do for him, but
didn't they say that it was small?
Yeah.
Could he have passed it without knowing?
Not if he's still in pain.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Not that he can still feel it. And not that he's been filtering his urine and trying
Yeah,
to
that's true.
collect the thing and has not found it.
Oh, he'd feel it when it came out. Trust me, he'd feel it.
He has not found the
The
little
golden ticket, the golden thing.
hasn't found it in his little strainer there.
Oh, what a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we were talking, well, we have talked, we weren't recently talking, but we talked before about men aging and different tendencies changing in their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
I was just watching a really interesting documentary about um, the human like lifespan. And did you know that humans are one of only 3 animals where the females have menopause? Females go into menopause.
Oh, other animals don't?
Other animal, us and 2 other species, killer whales and elephants.
They don't have menopause? Or they do have menopause?
They do. Every other animal in the world does not have menopause.
Hmm.
And so the reason for that, they've decided,
Aren't they
is yeah, right. The reason for that, they've decided, is that, and then why, after they've put us through menopause, do they let us continue to live? You know what I mean? Because if reproduction was the only goal for being alive, then, you know, nature would say, okay, you're done reproducing, we're going to kill you off. But they don't.
We're done with you. We're done with you.
Yeah, right, but
There's no use for you.
Right, but they don't. So the reason that females are kept around after menopause is to be teachers, because childbirth historically has always been such a risk. You know what I mean? So they have women stop being able to reproduce at a younger age, so that if the young women do die in childbirth, there are women with experience and knowledge who can teach the new generations. Isn't that interesting?
That sounds like a bunch of baloney.
No, I think it's absolutely true. And then, okay, when women are, you know how, have you ever heard it said like that pregnant women have a glow, you know, a pregnant glow or whatever?
Okay, sure.
Okay, but you've heard that being said. You've heard that. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it actually, I mean, it might not be something physical, but the brain does emit oxytocin during pregnancy. And oxytocin is a feel-good chemical in the brain that makes you happy, and it also causes forgetfulness, which is kind of a little trick to play on women's minds so that they'll forget how miserable they are pregnant, and otherwise they would never want to have any other kids. Yeah, they would never want to have kids again. So men, when they hit around 55 years old, even though they're still able to reproduce until they die, till the day they die, when men are about 55, they start also, their body starts producing oxytocin, similar to women when they're pregnant. And the thought there is the same reason as women, the reason why women have menopause. It's so that they'll calm down, their testosterone won't be so overwhelming that they find themselves competing for mates with younger men, younger males, and they'll become teachers, docile teachers, just like the grandmas. So it's like evolution created grandmas and grandpas through chemicals in our body. And I completely buy it.
I say hockey pucks, but
okay, well then you explain it to me.
What's
hockey puck about that?
I don't know. I don't feel that menopause made me become a teacher. I'm not here to.
No. I don't mean individuals. I mean in general. It's the evolutionary purpose. I'm saying I think society, because I don't feel like a teacher either, and I don't feel grandmotherly, and I don't feel like I want to be around kids. I don't really like kids very much.
Right? I'm not feeling like I should be here to now be the teacher of the young people that are having babies. And
I don't either, but I think society does that to us. But what they're saying is that evolutionarily, that's why we evolved that way. Not saying that it's not that we all have a proclivity to be,
I think it's just nature's way of saying we have enough people. We don't need all of the people on earth to keep producing. So some of you can't produce anymore.
Well, if that's the case, then why? But if that's the case, then why can men continue to reproduce until they die?
Because, the male was the superior species, the superior.
See, and I say that's a bunch of malarkey.
Well, I do too, but I mean,
if
you go with like the Adam and Eve story, Adam was first,
I don't go with that story, so that's why I say that's a bunch of malarkey.
Well, but see, that's the whole difference there, right?
I don't buy that story.
There's two different thought processes here.
Exactly.
If you go with complete evolution or go with creation or what?
I'm not going complete evolution. I'm just saying that the chemical constructs of our bodies have evolved since the time that you have to admit that there is some evolution. I'm not saying that we got here by evolution. I'm not saying we came from monkeys. But I'm saying that, species adapt over time is what I'm saying.
Oh, it was so the older people could take care of the kids while the parents hunted.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I'm not going to say what I want to say right now, but
that's what I'm saying, Sean. That's exactly.
I'll keep that thought to myself right now, because there's some people in this world right now who think that's exactly what we should be doing, and I'm like, bull.
I don't want to. I'm not going to do that. Bull. I'm not doing it, but I mean,
the older generation, we should now stay home and take care of those children and whatnot. And I'm
who says that? I don't want to do that. Oh, well, I'm not doing that. I have no interest in that whatsoever.
Right? I know. I don't think that anybody should have to. I don't think that's what older people are designed to do, truly, at this time in life. I mean,
I think that biologically it is, but societally it is not. Does that make any sense? I think biologically that's the way our hormones and our chemicals are set up to make us. But I don't feel like societally there's any remote.
So if you go with biological and hormonal and all of that stuff, and some of the animals that don't have menopause, they also have a very short lifespan.
Exactly, but elephants don't and killer whales don't.
But what is their lifespan?
Hella long.
Okay, so
live forever.
So see, that's what I'm saying. Every animal, female animal, was given X amount of eggs,
right,
and X amount of hormones to last their lifetime.
You're talking about other than the three, right?
I'm just talking about animals in general. Yes.
Us included?
Yes, all animals. We were born with X amount of everything in our bodies, X amount of eggs, our hormones, and all of that. Because
right, Sean, exactly what Sean's saying. 10,000 years ago, that's what we were designed to do. It doesn't apply today. But 10,000 years ago, that's what human women were designed to do.
But I also think that when humans didn't live as long as we do now, women women were much older even when they were still having babies.
But even at that, women lived beyond their childbearing years. Even 10,000 years ago, when lifespans were shorter, women still lived beyond their childbearing years. And there's a reason for that. And there's a biological and societal reason for that. 10,000 years ago. Not today. Not anymore. But 10,000 years ago, the reason was so that they could teach and take care of the young while the more fit people hunted and gathered and, built shelter.
I just think they all ran out of their stuff. They lived long enough, they ran out of their stuff.
Right, but but you're missing the big question of why did they run out of their stuff? It's by design. It's by design. It has to be by design. The fact that there's only 3 mammals in the world who do that, that's by design.
But why?
And all 3 of those
elephants and whales get to them?
Because they're big-brained animals. They're smart animals. They live in society. They live in societies. They have societal hierarchies. They have communication. They work together. They live together. They have family pods. Did you know that elephants actually have funerals for their dead?
I don't really know much about elephants.
Well, you didn't know you were going to get into.
I haven't studied elephants.
You didn't know you were going to get into a National Geographic conversation today, did you? We kind of veered off somehow. I don't even know where this came from. Oh, the point of all of this was to say that Jeff will be 55 next year. So I'm hoping.
You got to do it.
I'm hoping that testosterone goes away and some of that oxytocin comes in
and
kind of calms down a little bit.
Oh, Lord.
That was the point. And then I also have been watching a lot of, and this is a mind bender too. Does anybody else ever watch or listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Huh?
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's an astronomer. He's an astronomer / phys. I don't think he's considered a physicist, but he's an astronomer who talks a lot about like quantum physics and space-time and that kind of stuff, and like the origins of the universe and quarks and black holes and
no.
Oh my gosh, talk about trippy. If you listen to that guy for a while, you can really get your head spinning about what is the world all about.
I don't think I want to do that. I'm good. I'm good with where I'm at.
I love thinking about what's the world all about. Where did we come from?
I don't need to know anymore. I don't need to know anymore.
You never contemplate like what is the value of infinity? You never contemplate that?
No.
Really?
No.
Wow. That's weird. I thought everybody did.
No. I'm a live for the moment girl and make the best of my life, and I'm good with that.
Well, I am too. I totally agree. I totally agree. I'm a live for the moment, make the best of the life that you have. Absolutely, I agree with that. But I do like to sit and ponder about how far infinity is, or what was, how the vastness of space. Like, it just goes on forever and forever.
I don't, because it's not anything attainable for me, so I don't really think about it. It's not. I can't go there.
But that's why it bugs me, because it's forever. And forever is just so inconceivable. So I think about it a lot.
Okay. Well.
See, Sean, I'm with you. I'm with Sean. Oh, Brenda said it makes her feel panicked.
Yeah,
you know what? My mom's the same.
I'm with Brenda. No, I don't want to know about all that. We're here. We live. We die. I don't know
about it.
After that, we're just,
Yeah, I love thinking about all the stuff they talk about. Like they were explaining like time, like the number of hours in a day in relation to like the sun and the stars and stuff, and it's really interesting. I found it interesting.
Who are you listening to get this information?
Neil deGrasse Tyson. He's the
animal one.
Oh, the animal one. It was some anthropologist. It was a college lecture series that was on a podcast. I listen to weird stuff, Mindy.
I guess.
I just go down these black holes.
I guess so.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh boy.
And inevitably, I do it when I have insomnia, and it's the worst kind of stuff to listen to when I can't sleep, because then it gets me thinking, and then I really can't sleep. So that's how I spent my night last night.
Well, see, that's why I wouldn't listen to it. I don't need I don't need all that stuff in my head making me go, oh my God, what? Oh, no, no.
See, and I like to know. I like to be able to wonder.
I
It's
don't need.
almost like I can feel my brain getting exercise when I think about it.
Oh, now I can actually look at your blanket. Look, here's your blanket. This is what it looks like. There it is.
Oh, yeah, there it
I knew
is.
it had some flowers around the top edge and the bottom edge.
Yep,
I
the
just
top
didn't
and the bottom
realize.
edge, but that ring. You see that big ring of
Yeah,
flowers?
I'm gonna go find the upside down one.
Oh, I bet you can't. From that picture? I think it was either pink or peach.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, Sean, it is. You know what, Sean? Look up. Thanks, Dawn. At least Sean and Dawn agree with me. Sean, look up the meaning or hidden meanings of pi. The value of pi is the diameter of a circle in relation to its circumference, right? It's 3.14 infinity, the infinity decimal. But pi appears in our natural world in all kinds of really weird places.
Oh man, now you're starting to remind me of Dale. Dale and the show he watches on TV. Oh, good Lord. I'm like, what are they saying about what? What?
Oh, you did find it? Sean did find the upside down one. Oh man, now I feel bad. I didn't think she'd ever notice. Now I
Well,
feel
she
terrible.
didn't. She didn't look until you said something, and then she looked.
I know. Now I feel
You
terrible.
wouldn't
I
have
should have
said
taken it apart. But I was all the way done with the blanket. I was sewing in the ends when I
Look
found
how
it.
big my bag is going to be. Look how big that thing is.
That's a good size bag.
That's almost the size of my table. Look.
Well, let's see. I'm on my 8th square. So let me see how big mine's going to be. And I don't have a
I can tell you
measuring
that
tape.
it's 38 centimeters.
Oh,
'Cause I
mine's going to be nice.
I have a little measuring thing on the side of my table, my light pad over here. That's 38 centimeters.
Mine's going to be a very good size bag now.
Karen's just like, my head's spinning. Right, Karen?
I know. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
And then, oh my gosh. And then if you listen to my son's all about the flat earth and the.
No, he's not a flat earther.
Oh, he's been listening to all that stuff.
He doesn't believe it, though, does he?
What?
He doesn't believe it, though.
I don't know. I don't know. He's been roped into all that stuff lately, and I'm like, oh Lord.
This is so funny. I have a friend who is like intensely political. All right, intensely political. You can't even mention anything remotely political around her. And sometimes you say something that isn't intended to be politically motivated at all, and she'll turn it into a political argument. So I'm not going to say who's on what side because I don't want to go there. But let's just say that in our, she's part of my little extended family with Jennifer and her daughter Sarah that you met.
Yeah.
And this is our other friend Susie. And one year at Christmas, Maddie had her boyfriend with her at the Christmas party, and he noticed how riled up she would get about things, and then decided to mention that he's a flat earther. And oh my gosh, she was livid. It ruined her Christmas. And she was arguing with him, and he was totally messing with her. And he just kept going on and on and on about these facts and statistics and stuff that he thought he had. And it was so funny. I felt so, but it ruined her Christmas that year.
Now, see, I don't. That's political. Why was that political?
No. That's not. That was just. I just said that because that's an example of little things get her riled up. Everything gets her riled up.
I got you. I'm like,
no, everything gets her riled up. And
Sean, how old is your daughter, Sean? It's a generational thing.
Is it really?
I think it's a generational thing. They're looking for something. They're looking for answers to their world because their world.
How old is your daughter?
Because their world doesn't make sense to them, and so they're looking for some answers.
31. Huh.
She's a little bit younger. She's a little bit younger than Josh. Josh is 37.
Yeah, I'll have to ask Emily because I know Madeline is not a flat earther, but her boyfriend, who was 30, he was a flat earther.
I think they're looking for answers to the world and how the world works and why the world works and why. I think that generation is like, I don't know. There's something there. They're not. They're not settled. They're not. You know what I mean?
Yes. What gets me about that though is that with the age of information overload, of every bit of information being able to be acquired in milliseconds on the internet,
right?
It's very, very easy for people to put out false facts, false information, and things that appear credible. Websites and things that appear credible.
Everybody can say something that could be complete bullshit.
Exactly.
But they say it in a way that they back it up with proof that makes people believe it.
Yes.
I mean, if that wasn't a political statement, I don't know what was, but
exactly. Well, but like, for example, I also was watching another little podcast, or I watched it very briefly because I was just laughing at it. And it was pretending to be like this factual, scientific based piece about how the moon landing was a fake, that there's no possible way that we ever landed on the moon,
right?
And giving all of these facts and figures and I mean, honestly, to a layman, it looked legit. Like if I was a 16, 17, 20-year-old kid watching that, I would be like, whoa, yeah, they're right, man.
And we believe it because why do we believe it? We believe it because we've been taught that and we've been shown things that make us believe that. So in their mind, what's the difference? We've believed something that's been shown to us with facts or proof or whatever. And so if you're shown something that's contrary to that, but with as many facts and proofs and pictures and whatnot, who's to say which one's right?
You're right.
Because none of us were there.
Exactly. When was the moon landing? 60?
I don't know.
67?
We can't vouch for it.
69? Was it 69? I don't even know when it was.
That's just like, it's the same thing with creation or evolution. We weren't there when it all started. Nobody was.
And I love that because I love that you said that, because that's I always kind of get criticized when I vocalize my beliefs, but nobody knows for sure. Like, I respect every faith in the world. I absolutely respect every faith, but it's just that it's a faith because none of us were here. None of us know. None of us know for sure.
That's why it's so easy to believe things that you have some shred of proof for. It's easy to be,
right.
Especially stuff that you cannot prove yourself. Stuff that you cannot prove yourself.
I am so smart. I said 1969. It was July 16th, 1969.
Sean, you really think it's the education system? I don't believe that.
I don't see where she says that.
I don't believe that. Pushing kids through school, inundated media falsehoods, no ability to process. I just think, I
Oh,
believe,
Jackie, no, he was pretending like he thought the Earth was flat. But I think that Sean's daughter and Mindy's son are true flat earthers.
well, I don't know that there really are. It's,
Or they're questioning it
yes,
at any
yes.
rate. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Because, like we just said, there's so much stuff out there these days, and people are talking about so many different things. And if
And they
you,
make it, and I mean, anything can be made to look legit.
yeah, if you have a shred of evidence that proves something, then it's easy for people to be like, yeah. It's just as easy for them to believe that the Earth is round as they are to believe that the Earth is flat. There's
Right.
people
Like
have
if I had no knowledge of the moon landing, which it happened in 69, I was born in 75. So when I went to school, it was a big thing that was taught. I mean, it was still, quite the scientific, awesome thing. And space, NASA was real big in the 80s with the whole, leading up to the Challenger mission and all that stuff. And, so yeah, we learned. Now, when you single crocheted these together, did you go through both loops or just the back?
I went through both.
Okay. Sorry, I interrupted myself.
It's fine. And I go back to, I feel that there's a generation there that are like, they're not our generation. They weren't raised like we were in our times. Times are changing. Things are changing. Media for sure has changed so much.
Yes,
They're
absolutely.
I look at this generation, it's harder for them to be successful, to get ahead, to, get a good job.
To get out on their own.
Yeah,
I mean, look at how many adult children are living at home.
All of it, exactly, all of that. And so I think that generation just really is out there looking for something that makes sense to them, looking for something that makes their world better, more complete, more,
Makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow,
maybe they should just go meditate on it for a while. Go do some mushrooms. I also did a podcast about mushrooms last night, the magic kind. And I think if we all just did a bunch of shrooms, we could answer all the questions of the universe.
Okay.
No one kidding. Would never promote such a thing.
I mean, I think a generation that wanted to, push back against other generations would have been like my generation for sure. Push back the establishment and everything, that was said to be, true and whatever. But
well, what generation are you? Are you a boomer?
Absolutely.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
Absolutely.
Because I'm Generation X.
No, I'm a boomer.
I am right in the middle of Gen X. And I mean, I truly feel it too. My favorite saying is F around and find out. All right, that goes to that one. Okay, I like that so far.
There you go.
Okay, now I'm going to put this one to this one. Of course, I've only got them. I've got them. Forget and repeat, right, Sean? Yeah. I did mushrooms. I found out the secrets of the world. Forgot.
Man, I'm not telling anybody. You'll have to figure it out for yourself.
Well, no, you just forget after, it wears off. You forget that you found out the secrets, and then you got to do it again to get,
Well, there you go.
Then you got to write down the secrets the second time. But then you can't read your writing, and it just turns into a whole.
No, Sean, I've been saying for months that mushrooms are really popular. Mushrooms are the in thing now, but I didn't mean those kind of mushrooms. That's not what I was referring to. Well, what do we think we're doing with this bag now, Angie? I've got one panel put together. This is my next layout. See my next layout?
Well, should we finish putting our panels together and then just do the handle next week?
Yeah.
Oh, does that sound good?
Yeah. there's my next layout. See, I have to do this. Some colors just pop out. Like I could not have this dark peach close to each other.
Right.
I could not have the greens close to each other. And this side, there's a little green here. It could be okay next to that one. But some of the colors just were more.
I understand. I feel the same way.
And I didn't want them too close to each other. But it's hard to not be close to each other. It's only 9 squares. I mean, it's like.
They're going to be somewhat close.
Yeah, somebody's going to be next to somebody somewhere.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. And we'll regroup next week.
All right. I'm going to stack mine back up. I just wanted to lay them out.
I'm going to finish this strip here.
How beautiful they are. And my order. And
almost done with my first strip.
There you go.
Now I got to do this to 9, or actually 10 more squares. I got to add another row too. That'll be something I can sit and do mindlessly while I visit with Nate's girlfriend while he's at work tomorrow.
Oh, he has to work while she's here too?
Yes, but he's only got to go in for 4 hours to set up for a banquet. So
I was going to say, now that doesn't seem like a good plan.
Yeah, it's just 4 hours.
Invite my girlfriend over for the weekend, but I got to go work.
Yeah. He won't be gone long.
Yeah, and then we got to put our panels together. Put our panels together.
Put our panels together and
Put our panels together and add the handles. There's a whole process for putting the handles.
Oh, see, and then I did it. I did it wrong. This one, exactly what we were talking about. I stitched this one correctly with the single crochet on top, and this one I flipped it over and did it the wrong way. I'm glad I noticed it before I finished.
Oh boy.
Jeez. All right. Well, poo-poo on that.
Well, yeah. Yeah, there's a whole process for doing the handles and whatnot. It requires stitch markers and all kinds of stuff. Like, lay your bag flat, count 17 stitches from each edge, mark with the 17th stitch. That's just to show you where your handle's going to go, I'm assuming. 5 rounds of single crochets and this and that. And okay. It's a process. That's all I got.
It's a process. All
right.
A
process.
All right, everybody. We will see you later.
Well, have a fun weekend with all that.
Oh, gee, thanks. I will.
Shroom art while doing shrooms. Now, that would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
I'd like to know how anybody's art would turn out.
I'd like to be a fly on the wall for that.
Right? Yeah. Things would be a little interesting for sure.
Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
All right. Okay. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.